Air Charter is a board game previously published by Waddingtons. The game is named after the economic concept of air charter, the domination of a market by a single entity. The game is set in Australasia and Southeast Asia. The scenario involves a number of small companies competing for air freight business where the transportation is between the lesser-known airfields. There are two games, the short game designed more for younger players and as an introduction to the basic flying rules of the game. The more complex full game involves more by way of trading strategy. History. The history of air charter can be traced back to 1970. It was made around the same time as a similar game called The Business Game, which was originally known as Minor Million by John Waddington Limited. Equipment. Each player is represented by a small plastic aircraft with a peg for carrying the freight tokens. There are 4 aircraft differentiated by color. The aircraft are moved around the flight paths between airfields making use of a single die. The games also includes the playing board representing a map of Australasia and Southeast Asia, 4 fuel gauges, freight cards, incident cards, paper money and several plastic pyramid shapes representing freight of 3 types: special foodstuffs, basic foodstuffs and machinery. The board is marked up with airfields which are connected by air lanes. Airfields have runways, some with 2 at right angles to each other, some with just 1. Every airfield has a control area where the planes circle before landing. 4 of the airfields, Manila, Makassar, Derby and the Palau Islands, act as home airfields for the 4 players. Finally, the airfield has a warehouse where the foodstuffs and machinery tokens are stored. The fuel gauges are marked off in fuel units and freight units. Each fuel unit represents 70 gallons of aviation fuel. The more fuel a plane carries, the less freight it can carry.